My name is William Acosta. My chosen career path is exercise physiology, and I would like to obtain a master's in public health, uh, specifically to work in community health. So, as most of us know, Americans are becoming less and less active. Obesity is on the rise. People are much more sedentary than they used to be. A lot of the problem is work. People work. They work sitting down all day. They come home. They sit down. So there's a rise in preventable diseases. So hypertension, diabetes, obesity, high cholesterol. These are all prevented for the most part, although there are some genetic factors that do arise within these diseases. They are preventive, and for the most part, they're manageable. So a lot of these diseases are prevalent in underprivileged communities. So maybe communities that don't have after school programs. They don't do a lot of sports education. They don't do after school sports, right? These are mainly underprivileged communities. Well, I would like to work with these communities to curb this epidemic. So we're already in this epidemic. So the next step is to start curbing these next generations so that they don't continue in this path. And that's what I want to do. I speak Spanish, and I would also like to work with these underprivileged Hispanic communities where hypertension, diabetes, these are all, super prevalent, right? And a lot of times they don't manage their diseases. They don't manage them with medication. They don't track their sugars. So another aspect of why I want to do this job is to work with these communities and teaching them how to control their disease when they already have it. So education is a big thing, but we're lacking it. It's a very common thing in a lot of other places, but it's not common in specific places, and we have to stop that gap. So I've also worked in the emergency room for the past 10 years, and a lot of these visits that we get, a lot of these beds that are taken up, I hate to sound so abrupt about it, but these beds are being taken up for diseases, like I mentioned before, that are preventable. So hypertensive emergencies, yeah. There's a genetic factor to them, but if you're active, you are probably not going to have hypertension. If you're active, you're probably not going to be obese. And you're probably not going to develop type 2 diabetes. So physical activity is the key. So educating these communities to become active and stay active, no matter what your time constraint is. You can get together with your family and go to the park. Simple as that. So becoming active, staying active, I think that's the key to curbing these epidemics. And exercise physiology, the reason why I want to become an exercise physiologist is to get a more background, in-depth approach as to the physiology of the human body as far as kinesiology goes. So you need a license for that. That's the EPC license, Exercise Physiologist Certified, and that's through the ACSM, which is the American College of Sports Medicine. To take that exam, you do need a Bachelor's of Science in Kinesiology. As far as the Master's in Public Health, I've actually already started applying to programs. I just graduated with my Bachelor's in Kinesiology last week from CBU. So I've got that out of the way. You need a 2.75 to a 3.0 on average to apply to these programs. 3 letters of recommendation, letter of intent, and your GRE, which I also already took. So I'm already in the process of doing both things. My goal is to get my EPC license, work as an exercise physiologist. In the meantime, pursue a master's in public health. As far as barriers and job growth, they kind of go hand in hand with these two jobs. The biggest barrier is, I guess, financially. These companies, whether or not they're going to hire, but there is a 2% job growth for exercise physiologists per year, and a 4% job growth for community health. And then as far as having a faith-based aspect, I think that with wanting to help people and share your strength, using your strength to better the community, I think, I mean, you're walking in the footsteps of Jesus, I think, by doing that. You know, you're taking something that you're privileged to have, which is an education, background, skills, and using that to better a community. I think that speaks volumes, and I think that's walking in the footsteps of Jesus. Thank you for your time. Have a good break.